Oh, we're live. All right. Hopefully it's working. I don't
I'm
know.
scared, Kevin.
Yeah, I can mute us if I want to. I can. Oh, very.
You want to test it really quickly?
Should I share it with ourselves? There's a link.
I mean, we're only doing this to post it. So.
Well, this would be a part of the episode. We've already begun technically.
Oh, right now?
Yeah. Welcome everybody.
Shit! The episode's begun already. I don't even know what to say.
We're just gonna make sure that that we can like hear ourselves and stuff.
Yeah, let's test
actually,
it. This is a new thing for everybody involved.
I'm gonna text a link to myself, and I'm gonna go watch it in the other room so I can't hear us. So
You're gonna watch it.
I'm gonna go watch you. So this is gonna be a Sean solo.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know what time it is? It's Sean solo podcast.
I can't go this way.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh damn. That shit was crazy. Oh no, goodbye. Okay. Well, he's too busy not being on this podcast. Welcome back to another episode of Sean Only Podcast. It's always fun when we get to do one of these because we get to talk about our own bullshit. So, am I okay? Good. We're in like a minute and 10 seconds so far. So, I can curse whenever I want to.
The video is private, so I need to like change the permission. So
it's private. Yes.
Well,
don't we want it private so that we can see it and then we'll see it again later?
Yeah, I just need to make sure the audio is working.
Oh, good point.
Like how to edit? Okay.
Private. Oh wait, you passed it. Right. No, it's up there.
Yeah.
It's up there. Yeah.
Can I change it to like anybody with a link? I think
unlisted.
Share privately. You can invite others. How do
Interesting.
I do this?
Okay, who's that?
Yeah, how do I like invite this? I think unlisted is the one with the link that you can do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll change it to unlisted. Alright, it's still going, right?
It looks like it's still going.
Bear with us with these technological.
I'm hip. We're trying something new for the first time, you know what I mean?
Okay, so I can see it now. I'll go test.
Alright, go have fun. Anyway, what do you do? What's good? It's your boy. Oh my god, I can do the whole YouTube thing again. What do you do? What's good? It's your boy King Cudjoe. Welcome back to an episode of the Sean Only Starbound podcast. Today we're gonna be talking about all kinds of whack doodle-a-doo. You feel me? Just to start off, it's been a very long week. It feels weird. We're technically recording this on a different day than we normally do. Just because we have to do a lot of technical things like setting up cameras, setting up the set, setting up, like everything, the vibes. So definitely a different day than we normally do. So I feel like I'm foggy. Usually I'm on this tight schedule with Starbound. And because we're trying so many new things, we're on like a different era, different vibes. So anyway, where do we start off with today?
That sounds fantastic.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. I think that actually works.
Is it coming out of the Yeti here?
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Sponsored by Yeti, if anyone wants to know. What?
Sorry, I can't go the other way.
I understand. Be safe, man. Be safe.
Be safe, because that was definitely a safer way to.
No, this whole thing is that we've safety proofed everything, as you can tell. So.
Yeah. Well, welcome everybody. Damn.
Welcome.
This is like our first attempt at like a live, or not? I guess like a video.
A video, yeah, actual. I think everyone's been they keep asking me like, we want to see and hear what the hell you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we finally are able to like bring them something.
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
I guess I should sit close to the mic still.
Yeah, we should sit a little bit, like forward. But yeah. I hope everything sounds pretty good so far.
I think it sounded good. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Over the test?
Do you want to go hear it?
I'm kind of curious, but
all right,
I don't know if I'm curious enough to.
We haven't had a Kevin only episode.
Okay, good. Let's do a Kevin only episode. I'll be right back.
I'll text you the link. Okay.
Yeah, text me the link so I can go and check it out.
All right. What's up, everybody? This is a Kevin only episode now. Sean's had his fair share of Sean only episodes in the past, but I think it's time for me to shine. So I've prepared a ballad for you all. A ballad of woes and sorrows called One Last Song. That's what it's called. And I'm going to sing it right now. I don't know why I walked myself into the corner like that. But, yeah. Woe is me. Why?
Yeah, that shit looked pretty good.
Woe is me. My sorrows.
It's pretty fire.
That was good?
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed my song.
It sounds fantastic. So I'm really excited for people to catch us live, sort of ish. Anyway,
all right. So yeah, now we're game.
Now we're game. Let's get into it, man. It's been a minute. I feel like this past week it's all been like a couple of things, but the big thing is Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
The big thing is Valentine's Day.
This was a crazy week, man.
What you mean?
This was a crazy week.
Yeah, it's been a really long week.
Yeah.
It's been a really, really, really long week. But I hope everybody out there had fantastic Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Couples, no couples, semi-situationship couples, you know what I mean? The whatever sort of thing that you're into. Just I think Valentine's Day is about spreading love.
Yeah.
So if you go out there and spread a little bit of love, I think it's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, it's been very interesting to see the different ways people celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Some people don't celebrate it at all, you know?
Yeah, I celebrated technically a day early.
Don't they say it's like a Hallmark holiday? Like Hallmark created it or something?
Hallmark created Valentine's Day?
That's what I heard.
I thought it was like Saint Valentine of the Victorian era decided to woo all of his lovers in one day. You know,
I think that's St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, he was. Wait, what? St. Patrick did that?
It was like St. Patrick was like a dude, some Irish guy.
Wait, so St. Valentine is not a dude?
Well, it's not called St. Valentine's Day.
But it is called Valentine's Day.
True.
So it belongs to somebody. This is somebody's day.
Yeah, you're probably right. It probably is a Valentine.
Yeah. That's a hard name to have, Valentine.
John Valentine. Wait, isn't there
it's definitely not a
person
John
with the last
Valentine.
name Valentine? Oh.
Like a singer or something like that?
No. You know what it was? It's in like the movie, like that Eddie Murphy movie, like 48 Hours, I think. What his name is Valentine or something. Or is it? No, it's not Coming to America. I think it's 48 Hours.
I remember that. I haven't seen 48 Hours. Oh, is that the one with Denzel Washington where he like goes through time?
No.
So there's one crazy cop movie. It was Denzel Washington. He goes through time.
Oh, really?
To like stop a crime before it happens. It was pretty crazy.
Trading Places.
What?
Yeah, okay.
Is a character named Johnny Valentine or something, or what?
Yeah, his character is named Billy Ray Valentine.
Billy Ray? Like the Cyrus?
Trading Places. Oh, yeah, Eddie Murphy swaps bodies with this dude.
That's a white dude?
Yeah.
It's one of those movies.
It's one of those movies. it's what year is it? 1983.
Damn.
Yeah, 1983.
It's a long time ago.
And his name is Valentine. Anyway, that was such
Was
a
he a
random
lover
movie.
boy in the movie?
I cannot remember. I just remember being like, Valentine's an interesting name to have. That's like a cool name to have. So, yeah. Interesting.
It is pretty interesting. Anyway, I know everyone celebrates Valentine's a little differently. I celebrate it technically a day in advance.
Yeah.
I have it's not a secret admirer, but somewhat I am a secret admirer of somebody. I don't know how it works. Are you a secret admirer, or is it the person you're admiring secret? I don't know. However it
you're
works.
admiring someone secretly, or they're admiring you secretly?
I'll get to the secret part later. But I'm admiring somebody, and they are admiring me back.
Oh, nice.
And they're very far away. They're like probably a 20-hour difference by flight. So it's also unrequited. Does that make sense? Unavailable, something like that, where like you can't really fully have them, but you have something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so they're 20 hours away, but I prepare a little thing for them, just like a little like video, just saying like Happy Valentine's Day, asking if they will be my Valentine, and I prepared a little like surprise package for them, so it should be good.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
Yeah, it is really, really exciting.
Yeah.
She said yes, so
Woo.
I have a Valentine this Valentine.
That's right.
I have a Valentine this Valentine's Day.
Yeah, see,
Something like that.
difficult,
I don't know.
language.
I know it's like the Valentine, Valentino, whatever. But I have a Valentine this Valentine's Day. She's great. I love making this package for them. That's the weird thing about like catching feelings. It's like you do things because you want to do them, not because like you have
crazy.
to.
It hits you like a brick.
Yeah, it's like a surprise motivation. I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like before you have any feelings for anybody, you're like focused on just like yourself and like your life and everything. I think I even came to you once. I was like, I feel kind of like a little bit asexual right now. Like I'm not really interested in anybody. And then suddenly you become interested in someone.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I just want to like be next to them all the time.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think it's a lot easier also like once you get like a sort of semi idea of like what you're looking for.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's like process of elimination of like everybody, you need to be able to get along with somebody.
It's true.
So it's like after you gain like some experience in life, then eventually you know exactly what to look out for.
And then you find finally what you're looking for. So, but yeah, she's really, really cool. Made a little package for her. I have to send eventually at some point. Valentine for me was pretty fun.
Me too. So
wait! I totally forgot. Let's get into it.
That's what this
Let's get into it. Oh my god! I got excited, bro. They're not ready. They're not ready.
I hope they are.
Oh yeah, it's already out there. Go ahead and start spitting them flames, bro.
Yeah. So as some of you may know, we dropped a song.
You dropped the song.
Yeah,
this is your
Sean,
drop. You know what I mean?
Produced it and stuff.
I did put a little bit of my own sauce in there.
King
if you know
Cudjoe
what I mean.
producing. Not your first time producing.
This is not my first time producing. I have one album out, EP-ish thing already out there, along with a couple songs on SoundCloud. This is the first time I feel like I worked on something for somebody else, and then you are dropping it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly, and that's cool. And I do want to start a campaign to like re-download SoundCloud because like there's some songs that you can only get on SoundCloud.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
It's so frustrating.
It's so dumb.
It's so frustrating. Like I was trying to listen to like Acid Rap by chance, and like Juice is not on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah, it's only on SoundCloud.
Why?
Because like he wasn't able to upload his song like in time.
Oh.
He wasn't able to clear the sample.
Oh, it has a sample in there?
Yeah, so if you go on Spotify and play Juice, because it's on the album, it says like, oh, hey guys, like, sorry, I wasn't able to upload the sample on time, but every time you listen to the stream, it donates to charity.
That's cute.
Yeah. So I still like listening to that one because I'm like, hey, donating to charity. But usually I like then going to SoundCloud and like playing Juice and stuff. Because a lot of times artists, they start on SoundCloud and then they eventually make their way to Spotify. And like, then you can only listen to their old stuff on SoundCloud.
I feel like SoundCloud is the best way to start for anyone that's a musician or wants to get into the music world. You have to get used to the idea of making a song that's personal to you and then putting it out there.
Yeah.
And then you can worry about distribution and the business side of that all like later. But definitely start off of SoundCloud.
Yeah.
It was funny. I wanted to actually originally stay on SoundCloud and never go up to like going on Spotify and Apple Music and all these other like Deezer and all those other like stores and everything. But I was talking to someone recently. I mean, it wasn't recent. I guess it was years ago now. But she was like, I think you're ready to go to Spotify. Like, why are you just sticking to SoundCloud? It's harder to reach, like, for people to reach your music on SoundCloud because everyone's on Spotify. Yeah, it's not convenient to go to a different app. So she was like, just put your song everywhere. And I was like, okay,
Sometimes you can't when the sample's not clear.
That's true.
That's the only thing.
That's true. And like last project, I ran into that issue a lot where I used 3 different samples and none of them cleared, and I had to remove tracks from the project. Dear Chad, which is kind of like a cover /
is this like the Vault
remix.
Tapes?
Huh?
Is this a Vault
Tapes? I moved a lot of those songs
Yeah.
to Vault Tapes because I couldn't release them beforehand.
So they were supposed to be on Midpoint?
They were supposed to be on Midpoint. They're actually Midpoint cuts. It's like Kendrick Lamar's unmastered, unreleased mixtape or whatever, where it's like a bunch of tracks that just couldn't make the album, but I wanted a place to put them somewhere. That's so cool. Dear Chad, Challenges. Actually, no, I think Challenges cleared. Challenges cleared later, but not like originally. And then I used like this Moby sample for another song. I forgot the name of it now. It's been so long. But there's a lot of different songs where like I would try to like push them out there, but then samples can't get cleared.
King Cudjoe on SoundCloud.
Yeah, King Cudjoe on SoundCloud to check out the other songs. I have a lot more songs on there than I do on Spotify.
Yep.
But I got new music coming very, very soon anyway, and it all cleared.
Cudjoe.
All cleared. So yes, King Cudjoe, KingCudjoe.
Yeah.
Look out for me.
Yeah.
Look
And
out for me.
kauffdrippy on everything now.
Oh yeah, you are on everything now.
Which is KAUFFDRIPPY.
Is it that way on your Spotify?
Yeah, now it is.
What?
Yeah.
How'd you get that cleared?
I had to like message them and stuff. It's kind of difficult to get that stuff set up.
But you got it sorted?
Yeah, I got it sorted.
Wait, what happens to? Is it the same profile?
No. I asked them if they could like merge my like old profile with my new one, and it was like a whole thing. So I maybe like I'm gonna see if I can try to like merge them because like my features and stuff are.
I was gonna say like I cleared my album before you released the song, and my album has your original profile.
That's what I'm saying. So like when Sean's new album comes out on like March 3rd.
Yeah, it's coming out March 3rd, 2023.
Leaving Saturn.
Leaving Saturn.
I'm on one of the songs, or I'm on like
you're on two of the songs.
Yeah,
actually.
and
he's on two songs.
And it might link to my old profile. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. Hopefully,
I'm gonna try and ask him because we're still a couple weeks out.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna try and ask to like link it to your new profile then instead of your old one.
That would be better if you could do that.
But all of the promotional stuff all just says cough drop.
It's fine. It's fine.
I think they'll understand.
Kauffdrippy is it's a running. It starts with cough drop. But the thing I like about Kauffdrippy is that it's more satisfying to look at.
Kauffdrippy.
Yeah, because like the 2F is like complementary to the 2 P's.
Kauffdrippy.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to remember that my version of Kaufman has 2 F's, but like the Kauffdrippy helps.
Kauffdrippy puts it together.
Yeah, that's what I find anyway.
Kauffdrippy. It's kind of hard too. It's like, oh, Kauffdrippy. He stays drippy with it.
It's like fun,
Yeah.
It's fun to say.
Yeah. We've had so many different artist names in the past that I feel like not that there's like a challenge to it, but there's definitely like a certain craftsmanship when designing what is your title for people to go and like recognize who you are as a human being. I
think Logic went by like logical or illogical or something.
Illogical is a dumb name, respect.
But you have to refine the name until it like works.
Until it works.
Yeah.
But my first name is nothing. It's not at all my new name.
Yours was Biggie Sean.
Yeah, it was Biggie Sean back in the day because before Big Sean became a huge rapper, people used to call me Big Sean a lot, just like in school and everything. So I was like, oh, I want to go by Big Sean. But then Big Sean came out as Big Sean and just took the name. I know.
Like he's not even like that big.
He's not even that. He's like 5'4". I think he's 5'4", 5'5". He's short.
He had to make up for it. That's why he did that.
Yeah.
He had to make up for his height.
It was
no hate to Big Sean. I love you, Big Sean.
No, I'm a big Sean fan.
You should. That's what you should.
It sounds like I'm a big fan.
You should just gone by Big Sean.
Big Sean. That's not gonna work.
You should have gone by like Tiny Sean.
No.
Oh, Bug Sean.
No, don't talk about that here.
That was like
do not talk about that
Sean,
here.
Can I?
No, please do not talk about that here, bro. Because everyone's gonna start spreading their own. Oh my God, Bug Sean. I don't want to hear that shit, bro.
All right, I'll cut it.
All right, we'll let that slide. But yeah, I used to be Biggie Sean because I couldn't take Big Sean. Biggie Smalls is definitely one of my idols in terms of like music.
Oh, that's part of the reason it was Biggie Sean?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah. Biggie was one of like my idols back in the day. And so was Big Sean in a sense. I was like, let me just merge these two names together.
I didn't get the Biggie Smalls part. That makes sense.
Yeah, Biggie Smalls, Big Sean, Biggie Sean.
Yeah.
But then Biggie Sean was like, it didn't help me gain my own identity just because there's already a Biggie Smalls and there's already a Big Sean. So then, I found my way as I grew as a person, King Cudjoe. It just makes sense. It just sticks.
Yeah, it works. Yeah.
It works.
I feel like you embrace the King Cudjoe.
Exactly. It's how I feel about myself, and I feel like it's how people can view me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it's my identity to myself, and it's also people's identity towards me. So it fits.
I feel like I finally honed in on the name too.
Really?
Yeah.
You feel like Kauffdrippy is like the one?
I really like it.
You don't feel like you're gonna grow out of it in like 7 years or something?
I mean, maybe, but I like it. I think it's fun. Yeah. And it was actually like I had like the YouTube channel like with my movies, like Cough Drop Productions for a long time. But like then when we made the album senior year of high school,
Yeah.
The Beginnings End, which is
The
only on
Beginnings
SoundCloud.
End. It's
Yeah.
only on SoundCloud. We could. I mean, we don't use. I don't think we use any samples.
We don't use any?
We don't use a single.
But we
sample
should probably
on
like
that.
remaster it
So
if
we
we wanted
could
to like drop
move
it on
it.
Spotify or something.
We should. We should. But also they're classics. I don't want to touch
That's
it up too
true.
much. You know
That's
what I
true.
mean? Like,
That's true.
I'm sure Taylor Swift fans, like, I know they want to support their favorite artists by just playing the new versions.
Taylor's version.
But I'm sure some of them, Taylor's versions.
Yeah.
But I'm sure some of them are like, but the original was better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're probably right.
The original, like, once you have a certain sound in your head, it feels right. And anything other than that's going to feel off. Like, there's something missing.
Yeah, like it just doesn't
So-
hit quite the same, or yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm considering actually putting it on Spotify just so that it's
Yeah.
just easy access. Because a lot of those songs are bangers, bro. Trail Mix, Stepped in a Puddle,
Yeah.
This Is the Life, East Side, all of them are bangers.
I kind of want them on Spotify for convenience too.
Yeah, right?
But like it would have to be we can talk about it and try to discuss like a
well, that's business
Yeah.
later. We'll
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
that's
yeah.
business stuff later.
yeah, that's cool though. I like that idea.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, you had a Valentine drop.
Yeah. So
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Sure.
Valentine drippy.
Sean and I, I feel like we were suddenly hit with a lot of like romantic inspiration in like the beginning since we got back from Maryland.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was not inspired romantically. I think everyone's always a little bit romantically like looking for something, but I felt a little lost romantically.
But sometimes you get that
But then it hits you, bro.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
it hits you, and you're like, oh, I'm very inspired romantically right
Yeah.
now, so I'm back in the vibe.
Yeah, so we were like, let's turn it into music. And so we did. And Sean always has like beats like
I have a
Already made?
lot of beats in the vault. I
Yeah.
have so many beats in the vault right now.
yeah, and he's always able to make a beat in like I would say like 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, like
It depends. If I'm
Sean's
in the-
able to like cook the beat as I'm freestyling. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, that one day that we did it was crazy.
Yeah.
That one night were we doing I won't name it right now, but the one with the Shrek reference.
Oh yeah.
That the day that we made that particular song, it was like so fast for me. It was
Yeah.
like I knew what
It should sound like, and I just put it in. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
exactly. Like
it
and
usually
then
takes me a day to make a beat that I really love, but that day I only needed like 10. I think I needed
And
5
then,
minutes.
yeah,
I did
I
that fast.
and then like we'll start with like a beat or something, and then a lot of times we'll find what we want in the song through experimentation, like
Yeah.
whether it's like vocals on top of it and just like singing a freestyle or having a pre-written chorus or pre-written
a lot of that
whatever.
actually comes from the freestyles that you do, where it's like you'll freestyle something and it'll be like, all right, this sounds like where the hook wants to be.
Right.
Or this is where the beat should drop, and you gotta just organize it.
Yeah,
And then it's
Yeah.
like, all right, off of these two things, I can then like make this whole new thing.
it's such a fun workflow.
It is fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
It just like it fuels itself. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you're just catching a vibe on like what feels right.
I was gonna say, but I was gonna mention my names too.
Oh, go ahead.
So I started out as Coffee because I like coffee, and it's like my last name, like
It is
Kaufman.
your last name, the Kaufman.
But then I was like, people just think I like love coffee, and like I do, but like that's not like I shouldn't like
Yeah.
embrace that as my like artist.
Identity.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
yeah.
And so then I went to Cough Drop because like I've used that over the years too. Like my teachers used to call me that and stuff.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like my 5th grade teacher. He
Like a
used-
cough drop?
Yeah, he called me like cough drop, cough syrup, like a bunch of that stuff. No, sorry, my 4th grade teacher, Mr. Vogel.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, he would call me that stuff.
Wow, he's crazy.
As like he was the one who gave me those nicknames.
Mr. Vogel is wild. He's also goated. He's like one of the best teachers.
Yeah,
to
he was
exist.
a great teacher.
One of
He was
the
cool.
best teachers ever.
Shout out Mr. Vogel.
You should get an award, honestly. That
Uh.
guy, like he puts out there.
Exactly. And then I think you started calling me Cough Drippy.
I called you Cough Drip because you used to be Cough Drop,
Exactly.
and I always try to spice everybody's name just
Yeah.
because like I need someone to know that I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
So like I'll be like, "Yo, Cough Drippy," you know what I mean? Like, "Hey, Cough Drip."
And then I just thought that sounded like a more fun version of Cough Drop.
It is a more fun version of Cough Drop. It's like, you look, Cough Drippy.
Yeah.
Cough Drip.
And I like the way it looks more
Cough Drips
with the
Drip.
letters and stuff. Like it just looks more satisfying.
Yeah, the double F double P. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I do see what you're talking
That's kind of important. Like
What?
those like little nuances.
about. No, I think it was Anderson Paak that was talking about how he found his artist name.
Yeah.
I think at the end of Pac, there's a dot. There's like a period.
Am I still in free? Oh yeah.
I think you're
We get
still
plenty
in
of it.
But there's like a little period at the end of his name. And then like everyone was like, "Yo, Anderson, like, why the fuck did you put a little period at the end of your name?" He's like, "That little dot there's for the detail. You know what I mean? It's for the nuance.
Yeah.
It's like the way that like the dot is just there.
Yeah.
You know, plus it means that like the dot is a specific choice, so he makes specific music.
Oh.
It's a reflection of who he is. In which
Yeah.
I say, cool story. It sounds a little bit like art bullshit, but it is cool.
If that's
I do
what he
like
wants to, you know, in one of the songs on, I think it's Acid Rap, like that Chance made, he actually says like, Chance the rapper, please say the rapper. And I never say the rapper. I realize.
You just call him Chance?
I just call him Chance.
Why you disrespect him like that?
No, I don't mean
he
to
asked you to
disrespect
call
him.
him Chance
He did.
the
You're
rapper.
right, he did. But it's like, I don't know, like everybody gets short, like their name gets shortened for convenience when you're like talking, especially about artists. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For
Like you
sure.
say Tarantino. You don't like say Quentin Tarantino every time.
Yeah, I had a friend. His name was he's still my friend, but his name is Sterling. And like we were just talking about like nicknames and stuff. I'm like, do people call you Stir? Because like
Yeah.
it's just so easy. And he was like, yeah, I actually hate nicknames. That's what he told me. Like he hates nicknames. Like
Yeah.
like his name is Sterling. That's what his mother called him. That's what he likes to be called. Like
Okay.
that's it. But like me and my brain, like, I automatically, if you give me whatever name you have, I'm automatically trying to find the next best thing. I intentionally avoid using your actual name.
Why?
Because it means that it's like we're special. You know what I mean? If we're special, I'm not going to use something that everyone else can use.
It's like a term of endearment.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you like if you call like your close friends bro, you know, it's like it's because these people are close to you.
Yeah.
You don't use that for everybody.
Right.
So I try to find specific names for each person that I meet that I find special because it's like, all right, we're close, so I can call you this.
Right.
You know, and back and forth. But like he was giving me a ride home, and like it was so instinctual. Like I didn't even think of what I was saying. But I was like, all right, thank you, Sterling. Like Sterling.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but like it was just like I just wanted to call you. I wanted to call him Stir so bad.
Yeah.
It's like Stir.
I don't know about Stir. I don't know about that one.
It just like boom. It's short. Stir. You feel me?
No, I like nicknames.
Hey, yo, Stir.
I like nicknames too. I think nicknames are cool. But you know, I guess not everybody.
Also,
wants
back
to.
in high school, bro, I had to be the king of nicknames. I'm gonna crown myself for that.
Why? Oh, you.
I have given people nicknames that stuck.
Yeah, I mean, you technically gave me kauffdrippy.
I gave you kauffdrippy. If you remember Lemonhead back in the day, I gave him that name. Oven, I gave him that name. Like,
wait, who's Oven?
Owen.
Oh,
You don't know Oven?
I don't know that. I don't know that nickname.
Well, he goes by Owen, but I used to call him Oven just because I thought it was fucking, you know, like double. The W
No, it
looks
makes
like
sense.
double
It looks
V.
like a V. Does he still go by that?
Huh?
Does he still go by that?
Probably not, but his Instagram, I think it's Oven, like OVVEN.
All right, Owen, let us know.
Let us know, man. Let us know. But I gave you that name. All right. Some people should be calling me
You're
father
just gonna
out
come
here.
out here and take the credit for like everybody's nickname they ever.
I'm
got.
just saying, like, look. Half of the stuff y'all be rocking with, I gave it to.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
I thought that that me and my like siblings and stuff gave our friend David his nickname Goody because his last name is Goodstein.
Oh, that's pretty
But
hard.
like he told me that they've called him Goody his whole life, and I'm like, oh duh, because your last name is Goodstein. Why wouldn't they do that? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
some are kind of more obvious than others.
This is fair.
Yeah.
Some people call me Shawnee.
I call you
hate
that.
You call me that.
I call you Shawnee.
I have friends in LA here that call me that, and I have friends in Maryland that call me that. I think it's to cutify my name or something.
No, I call you Shawnee Boy.
Okay, you call me Shawnee Boy.
Yeah.
Not everyone calls me that, but a lot of people just call me Shawnee, and it's like it makes me sound like a little boy. So
Your brother calls you that.
Yeah, I think it's okay with him because my mom calls me that. So I think he just picks it up from her. But then everyone else, like they all in different sects of the world, all call me Shawnee. So I think it's just like a common thing.
That's weird. I wonder if it's like a thing about name. No, because I never get Kevin-y. That's weird.
Because Kevin-y doesn't sound right. But Shawnee?
Yeah, Kevin-y doesn't.
That rolls off the motherfucking tongue. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like Shawnee.
yeah.
Like I'll admit, even though I'm not a big fan of being called Shawnee,
Yeah.
like it rolls off the tongue. Like I understand why someone would want to use that.
Yeah, no, it sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, I have to go to the bathroom for a second, so I'll be right back.
What? You're not gonna tell us about the drop?
No, I will tell you about the drop when I get back, like right after these messages.
All right, cool. Go ahead and take your bathroom break, you silly goose. Anyway, welcome back to the Sean Only podcast. It is your host, King Cudjoe, aka Sean himself. Anyway, this last Valentine was pretty crazy. Because not just love in the air, spreading good vibes to everybody, but also new music dropped. New music just came out. My boy kauffdrippy, he just talked about his whole name right here, just dropped a song, 2 songs actually. One of them is called Diaries, and that's everywhere. So go check it out. Search up kauffdrippy. It's a song on there. It is a vibe. Again, we've been on that romantic vibe for the past feels like a month, maybe 2 months. I don't know. We've been on like a crazy romantic vibe. I think it's 2 months now because it's February. We've been on a romantic vibe, trying to get romantic music out there, and we just dropped a really romantic song. So, yeah, it should be really good. Oh, I was just talking about your song here.
Oh,
Enjoy it.
Oh, thanks.
Come hither.
Hither I am.
But yeah, he just dropped this awesome romantic song. It is such a vibe. Everyone keeps playing it. Everyone keeps sharing
it's so
it too.
Cool,
it's
man.
weird.
It's so nice when like people just like text me and say that they've been listening. Like it means so much to me because like I really feel like I don't know. I feel like it's been difficult for me in the past to like express myself with words, and I'm getting a lot better at it. Yeah. So like but like in song, it's like easier for me than like spoken word.
Yeah, I still can't fully express myself in word, but I can express it. I'm good at expressing sort of in
Because on leaving
song.
Saturn, you get into your like inner psyche.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not just in song. Like I'm so much better at expressing myself when I have time to actually process what it is that I'm saying. So my writing is killer. I can write and you'll feel exactly what I feel.
Yeah.
But in the moment, like on the spot, like coming up with things to say.
Improv, right?
Yeah, improvising is like
It's all improv to a certain degree though. Like you start with like you gotta write something.
That's true.
So it's like, right?
You gotta write what you're passionate about.
Yeah. You
I
gotta
just
write
feel
something.
like, and this is gonna sound dickish of me, so just bear with me.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes my thoughts are too complex to say in like 1 or 2 sentences. The way I feel or just the way I think. So I need the time and the space, or in like just like in either writing like a very long note or even like a verse. I need to fully describe the feeling that I'm having, and then you'll understand what I mean.
I agree. I agree. And then it's like it becomes fun to try to say something in as like few words as possible.
That's true.
It's like fun to like see how short you can say something.
How shortly can you say
Something?
I
Really
try to do a
complex.
trick with that with my friend Anna. We were talking about like, is there a way to say like only the subjects in sentences instead of all the connecting words?
Oh.
So instead of saying "How are you today," just like "How you today."
I think that's a lot of the way like language works. Because like so our friend Sean's friend Harry.
Yeah, my good friend Harry.
Sean's friend Harry.
Known him for years.
They've known each other. They go way back.
Almost 2 decades.
They go back to like second grade.
15, 16 years.
Yeah. Something like that. And then I met Harry in college. But yeah. But like Harry, wait, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Harry was a linguistics major in college. Sure. So he would tell me a lot about how language works and like how these things happen. And one of the things that he would always get, he's actually going to be visiting like next week. So
he's coming soon. I'm glad you brought it up.
Maybe he can join us on the podcast and like explain this better than I can or something. But he would say something along the lines of paraphrasing. It's kind of like silly to say that things are wrong or said wrong in a language because it's like language adapts in the moment. Like every year, every area has its own form of slang or way to say things so that it's more efficient. So that's like when you say like, where are you going? You're not saying where are you going, but it's like because language, it just makes it easier and everybody knows what you're talking about.
That's true.
So that's not wrong. It's just different. And
That's
like then then you get points off in English class.
Yeah, I don't want to shit on English
I'm just saying it doesn't really make any sense
because I
because English
use
is such an
English all
art,
the time.
you know?
But I will admit, I think English professors, they don't fully appreciate what English is. And that sounds so crazy because they're the ones that studied
Not
it for
all
so
of them.
long.
Some of them really do understand.
Some of them understand. But I've met a lot of professors where it's like they have to abide by a particular set of rules. And I'm not against that because I feel like a lot of students think that they can just break the rule when they don't even know what it is yet.
Yeah.
But
that's a good point. That's the whole thing they always tell you. It's like, because we're arts majors and stuff, it's like, I mean, both film majors.
Huh?
Both film majors. Both of us.
Yeah.
So it's like we were all, like you said, taught the rule before you can break it.
Yeah. And I think that goes for like maybe anything, but with English, because English was designed by rules and was immediately broken, it feels silly sometimes when they try to tell me like, oh, like these are not the proper rules for like grammar and shit, when it's like, okay, but if I told this to you, you understood what it was.
Right.
You
want to hear
like,
something crazy?
I know what the rule is. I just don't think it's the best way to express what I'm feeling.
I actually am intrigued to hear what your thoughts are on this.
What?
So in I had Spanish in like 8th grade, right?
Okay.
And one time I was like writing, and I'm left-handed, right? And so when I would draw my A's, I would like draw a line through the A because like it was easier to like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was easier to like get through to like draw that like stem off the A when I went through the circle. Does that make sense?
Like on the top?
It was a lowercase a.
So you do a little. So you do this. Do you do the circle
So
first?
I do the circle like this.
Okay.
And then I go like through the circle and the stem.
And then you go through the circle and the stem. I don't think you
so
should
it
do
almost
that.
looks like a Q with like a line in the middle.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it was like not great, but like I got 5 points off on my Spanish homework because of my A's not looking like A's. Like every other teacher knew that my A's were A's. Like, but she gave me 5 points off, not because I got the Spanish wrong, but because my A's didn't look enough like A's to her. And I was so confused on how I should feel about that.
It feels wrong, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. What if? Because here's the thing about language. Part of the job of language is that you have to express what you feel.
Yeah.
And then the other part of the job for language is that other people have to understand what you feel.
In her class, I just drew A's differently.
Really?
Yeah.
But for every other class, you just write A's how you normally.
And nobody gave me points off for the rest of time. She was the only teacher to do that.
Wow. That's the thing, because she's teaching you language, right? So she needs to be able to understand what it is that you're saying.
And she understood, though. She knew they were A's.
I guess she did
like,
understand,
she circled
but
the
like,
A's and said these A's don't look like A's, and they give me -5 points.
But let me, again, devil's advocate, what if someone who speaks native Spanish and doesn't know a lick of English saw your A? They might think you're trying to put something else.
That's a good point. You're saying that
like in Spanish, there's more letters.
You're saying that she was trying to teach me a life lesson, essentially, right?
Yes, I think maybe it's not about the grading of the actual work, but just in practice in the real world, that maybe the real world, but maybe someone is not going to understand you when you put something through your A like that.
No, that's a good point, actually. And like,
it's a language class, you know what I mean? Like you learn language.
I don't hate strict teachers because like sometimes like the best learning experiences I got were from strict teachers. Like my screenwriting teacher was like, he was from Paris. And so he taught us everything under the way he learned it in Paris. Like every industry point or how to like format a script, we learned it the Parisian way. And it was very strict, but like I'm so thankful. Like, and he was very harsh on grading, but at the end of the day, he was a super nice guy outside of the classroom, strict in the classroom, super nice outside of the classroom. And I learned so much. I could still format a script very well because he taught me that, like in a strict way. So and I, like I did well enough in the class, like and stuff. So I really got like, I feel like I got my money's worth out of that one.
That's the thing. Like I also had a strict screenwriting teacher, but they weren't strict in the sense of like, oh, you're wrong. And like, I mean, like he would do that sometimes, but he was also nurturing in the sense of like, I remember when I wrote my first script in his classroom and gave it to him, he was like, you're using too much of like this person does that person does this, blah, blah. Like you're using people's names too much. Yeah. But this is something that you have to just learn over time. And I can't just force you to do right now.
Oh, yeah.
So he was basically saying he's going to nurture me into a better writer rather than like forcing me to just do what he thinks is right off the bat. Yeah. And my writing got way better.
Dude, you know what helped my writing get better?
What?
One of my
writing.
I wrote. No, it's like one of my theater teachers, like for this, like I don't remember what the name of the class. I remember the number of the class, but I don't remember the name of the class.
That's pretty whack.
That's pretty funny.
Look how transactional education has been.
I know, right? Yeah, but anyway, she had us like read Hamlet backwards.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so we had to like go on this website and like read it backwards. It was so weird.
How do you read what?
It was like
is it like the scenes are backwards or literally each line is backwards?
I think it was more so like we read a page at a time. Like, but we went backwards in the book.
That sounds crazy.
And like it was so that we could like learn like exactly how like characters' motivations went down. And it worked perfectly. And then we had to write a paper on like a specific character's point of view. Mm-hmm. And I got like Polonius, like the Polonius assistant dude to like the king, I think, or something like that.
I'm not too read up on my Hamlet.
From what Lion King, same thing.
Yeah, but yeah, it's true. If you said Zazu, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Is that like the assistant?
That's the assistant. Not.
I haven't seen it.
Assistant to the king, which when the powers changed, he was assistant.
That's probably Polonius. Okay. Is my guess. Yeah.
All right, then Zazu. Yeah, I know that.
Okay, sure. Yeah, and so then I had to like analyze like by going backwards, like what was his goal? And it's like you don't really think about those characters' goals.
True.
Because like you don't care about them usually. But everybody needs a goal. Because like why wouldn't everybody have a goal?
Everyone has a goal. So everyone has somewhere they want to be.
So you can't just like throw characters in there without a goal. Like too many times in TV shows and movies are characters complacent with where they are in life. Like when clearly they want something, but they're not going after it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like reading it backwards actually helps.
It's crazy.
It's weird, I know. But I wrote the paper on it and I really learned a lot about Polonius. And I was like, oh.
Polonius sounds like such a bloke when you say
that's why people love Shakespeare, I think. Because like Shakespeare's characters all have motivations. I think that's why people like love Shakespeare.
In that case, I can respect him.
Yeah.
I can respect him.
He had bars.
No, he definitely had bars. I think, especially for his time, like Shakespeare is definitely goated with sauce. But is he the only one from this era that was goated with sauce? That's the thing I always question whenever like Shakespeare comes up in like an English class.
Probably not.
Why is it that I can spend? I think once I actually spent a whole semester solely on Shakespeare, and not a single other person.
You know the whole theory about how like Shakespeare was multiple people.
I actually like that theory.
You know, what if like 30 writers got together and they just like, yo, let's just write a bunch of stories, refine them all together, pick the best ones, and then we'll release it under one name.
That honestly makes fucking sense.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It makes in a different way, but I guess it doesn't work out in this particular sense. But that's what Michael Bay movies are.
What do you mean?
He has a team of writers, and he's like, "Hey, here's scenes that I want to do.
Yeah,
make story from this." They're like, "Okay," and like you have like this whole room of like 10, 15 writers or something, just going like ham trying to make a script.
But like with Shakespeare, it would be wild if the head like Michael Bay didn't exist. So like everybody was like mutually agreeing to be Shakespeare. I would like it more that way because then my name, my work wouldn't be under one person's name. Like it's like I could be 1/30th of like some fancy name like John.
The no fancy names gonna start with a fucking John.
You're right. Okay, give me a fancy name.
Francis Mercutio.
Francis Mercutio. Okay, and like we get 30 people, and then we all write and we refine together, and we all release it under that name, but nobody has that name. So we're all equally a part of like the art. And so it's all like, in a way, it's like you've contributed as much as you can and you're getting as much credit as you can, and in the other way you're getting no credit. You see what I'm saying? You're getting all the credit you deserve and none of the credit you deserve. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting. I'm curious about like this oligarchy style of creating, because I feel like
that's a good way to put it. Oligarchy style of creating.
It's different, because I feel like all arts need a little bit of direction, right? And then the more people you add to something, the more different voices or potential directions you're adding to it, right?
Yeah.
That's why a lot of things have a leader or like a lead person, so that it keeps all these different powerful and great talents in a simple, focused
You're saying
direction.
sometimes a hierarchy is necessary.
Yes. So if you have a team of writers, right, but no one's the lead writer, who decides what's more important than another in a direction that we should go in?
That's the tricky thing. Like when people start getting like power hungry, that's when it becomes really tricky.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how do you that's the part that a lot of people seem to get like caught up in.
Because I think part of it is like there are people that get power hungry and try to take control of everything, and then it's like people's own voices are getting lost in the direction. And then there are the people that are they're talented, but they're complacent. So they're sheep, you know what I mean? They need to be led somewhere. So if they're not led anywhere, nothing really happens. They just sit there.
So you need like
a balance of those two different people.
Right, a group of people that are okay with having some ideas shut down and some ideas not going through, but everybody's open-minded and just down to tell the best story possible. And if you get outvoted in the group of like 30 or whatever, then you have to be okay with that, because some of your ideas will get through, some of them won't. But there's always going to be the one guy who like doesn't get enough ideas through that month. And then
I was going to say, because then you get into this whole issue of like, what if everyone's ideas are always being used except for you? Yeah. You're the one person that is always down.
And then you start feeling shunned, and then that would be difficult. I think you have to agree from the beginning.
That's politics.
You kind of have to agree from the beginning that you're not going to like kick anybody out. So you have to like make sure that your like team is like all good friends, like trying to help each other the best they possibly can. You have to get the right people. You really have to.
You have to get the right, because it's like.
Okay. But then if you're the one creating the group, aren't you already at the top of the hierarchy?
Yes, that's what you are. Because you're already deciding who gets to be in this group.
Yeah.
But it needs a little bit of direction. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. Because on the other side of like, let's say the whole group is kind of single-minded in their creativity and they shut you out creatively, right? You don't get a lot of your ideas pushed. Yeah. It could be also the other side of it where your ideas are just ass and everyone else's ideas are better, and they don't want to have to force themselves to take your shitty idea.
Yeah. I think it should be voluntary, that you can obviously leave the group. So if you keep, is that you or me?
I think that's both of us actually.
Oh. Just put it here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Phone going crazy. We be too busy. All these projects.
What were we talking about though?
Oligarchy, and then taking people's shitty ideas.
Yeah, so I think obviously you're always welcome to leave the group. So like,
it's not like a threat when you say.
No,
like that,
I'm just saying, because like,
you see,
think about it like this.
You're always welcome to leave.
Well, here's my thing. Like, if your ideas don't go,
out.
like you're saying, sometimes if your ideas don't go through, but you could be a hidden genius. I'm not saying you're not. That's very possible. You know, like, didn't they say like Einstein was considered crazy in his day or something like that?
Yeah, until he fucking figured out the universe.
Something like that. So I'm not saying that the ideas are bad. Like in the 29, you just have to know that the 29 other people are not saying the ideas are bad. And if they reject your idea, you can go create something yourself with it. Like you shouldn't become completely complacent in the thing. You know what I'm saying? Then again, how frequent are the meetings? Like if you're meeting up like once a week, you could probably make that and still have time to work on your own thing. Yeah. But if there's 7 days a week, you're never going to have time to work on your own thing. If it's a 9 to 5, you're never going to have time to work on your own thing. And then you're going to become frustrated with the job.
And that's why a lot of bands split up. Solo careers, man. Because it's like, look, you can't work with these people that are going to push you to get far, right? Mm-hmm. But at some point, you want to do something that you want to do, and the group might not be down with it. Yeah. Are you going to stick with them or are you going to leave?
That's a hard decision to make. Sometimes you have to go off on your own to be able to find out what you want.
Exactly. Like, personally, I don't think Freddie Mercury leaving Queen was a good idea. But I do think Michael Jackson leaving the Jackson 5 was a great idea. So, it depends.
It depends.
It depends. 'Cause I don't think Michael could have made such amazing music with his brothers just around all the fucking time.
That's the thing.
Asking for
the
attention.
Jonas Brothers is an interesting one
Jonas Brothers isn't interesting
because like
they were together,
Yeah.
then they split up, and then they got back together.
It was like Joe Jonas went to the band like DNCE and then made like Cake by the Ocean and those songs.
Cake by the Ocean.
And then like Nick Jonas had his own sort of solo career, and now he's playing like Frankie Valli,
He's playing Frankie Valli.
Yeah, he did like a run as Frankie Valli in the Jersey Boys, which I haven't seen yet. I have to watch that.
Wait. I've seen the Jersey Boys.
You saw the movie? I think there's a movie.
Yeah.
No, but he did it on Broadway.
Oh, he did it
or
on Broadway.
or off Broadway.
I was gonna say, I don't think he played him in the Jersey Boys movie.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't because I don't think so. But he's like newly or was for some time. He played Frankie Valli in which is sick. And I want to see Jersey Boys. Cause I love like so many Frankie Valli songs.
Yeah, no, a lot of the songs are bang. Like they're like I feel like they're the summertime '70s beach banger.
They're so good.
No, they're fire. Definitely fire.
Yeah, but then and like, what did Kevin Jonas do?
Not sure. I didn't follow really any of the Jonas.
And they had their own like TV show.
They did. I think they had their own show on Disney.
Yeah,
but then didn't they have a reality show as well? Maybe I'm tripping.
I only knew the TV series show.
They stay busy.
They probably did
as a family.
But
I know they all hate each other, bro.
Yeah, but then they all were like, we could probably have our own individual careers, I guess. And they probably wanted to be solo because they were like doing it with their brothers the whole time. It was like too much
for years.
Yeah,
years.
And then they probably like switched it up.
Yeah.
And then they decided that family was important, so they
got back together.
Yeah, so they got back together. Like Fast and Furious. That's what I was gonna say.
Speaking of Fast and Furious, coming soon. I don't know when it's coming out, but Fast X is coming out soon.
You've seen all of them. I haven't seen. I saw like one.
You only saw one?
I only saw like Fast and Furious 5.
I have seen every single Fast and Furious movie, and I will say this: although not Citizen Kane, you start to love some of these characters, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of Fast and the Furious.
You spend time with the actors.
That's the thing. I think with any franchise, right? If you have at least one good story and you keep them coming like enough times, you're gonna fall in love with them regardless of what they do. So yeah, I love all those characters.
That's kind of true.
Also, I like the way that the franchise is designed. I think it's gotten maybe a little too crazy in the last 3 movies.
Yeah.
But I do like how there's a mythos. It's not just like, all right, there's a new race and then we race again. It's like, no, these characters have connections here. There's connections there. It builds to a bigger thing, which builds to a bigger thing. I think I saw a whole interview between or not an interview. I saw like this thing about like Vin Diesel was talking to, I think it's Jim Lee or James Lee, the director of most of the Fast and Furious movies. Mm-hmm. And they said they've always wanted to give Fast and Furious like a larger than life mythology. And there's a whole bigger arc and story going on inside of these movies.
Yeah.
That's why like they were so down for weaving that third Fast and Furious movie back into the films and then like adding all these characters here and doing the whole spy thing. Like they really like the idea that this is a franchise. It's a world. It's not just movies.
I heard the Hobbs and Shaw thing though was because The Rock.
That was purely because of beef.
The Rock doesn't like Vin Diesel or something.
So what had happened was, and apparently Vin Diesel has always been like this, but he was bearable when, rest in peace, Paul Walker was around. Apparently Vin Diesel has a bit of not a temper, but like an ego. He likes to stroke his own ego. He feels like his ideas are always the best ideas. And then at some point, because he was a star of Fast and Furious, he became the head producer of Fast. It's his franchise now.
He became the producer.
So what would happen a lot is that Vin Diesel would be running around with his massive Vin Diesel dick or something and be like, look, I'm a superstar. This is how we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do that, blah, blah, blah. And then Paul Walker would be like, all right, Vin, like, let's calm down a little bit. Let's work within the group. Let's stay together as a family. And then he would be able to keep him at bay. But then when Paul Walker left, Vin Diesel had full control with no one to really calm him down. And then the second thing, The Rock. Now, I haven't heard that he's a dick, but from what I hear, he also has his own ego of like, I'm the motherfucking Rock. I think he's the highest paid actor.
His honestly makes more sense to me than Vin Diesel's.
Really?
He's The Rock. Like he is like that nickname is ridiculous, but it's like
He is from
like-
wrestling. You know
like
what I mean?
yeah, like he has established himself as like this like godlike
That's
celebrity.
what I'm saying. And like
Like
I
out of
think
all
he-
the celebrities,
I think in the last couple years he had become like the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
yeah,
So
like
he's a big deal.
he's like he's a superhero, but he's also a Disney character.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's also like he's in every movie. Like he's the celebrity that like he's not by any means my favorite celebrity, but it's like if I saw The Rock in person, I would be starstruck.
The Rock is like the celebrity.
Yeah.
I feel like he's like what a celebrity is. If I had to pick one.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You take someone like that, right, who has a lot of ego, and then you take Vin Diesel, who already has a lot of ego, and then just
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Apparently they were bickering a lot. So The Rock was like, I'm tired of this bullshit. And then he fucking left Fast and Furious. But then the studio was like, well, it's the fucking Rock. So they gave him a different movie so he doesn't have to deal with Vin Diesel. That's where Hobbs and
It's
Shaw
crazy
comes in.
when you get that like high up in the industry that you can just make those demands.
It is insane, dude. It is so insane. But it's also kind of scary. Like the director for most of the Fast and Furious movies, he left the production of Fast X or Fast 10, whatever we want to call it, halfway through production because he could not stand Vin Diesel. I can't imagine working with someone for like a decade, right? I think he directed like the earliest Fast and Furious film.
Yeah.
Like he did most of them. And he was like, you know what? I'm done with Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
can't do it anymore.
I mean, like even like I was watching Elf over the holidays. I think I'm gonna mention this on the episode prior, but like Jon Favreau, who we're fans of, because he's done a bunch. He's like acts, he directs. Like we like a lot of multimedia artists
Yeah.
because we do a lot of multimedia.
I
art.
love multimedia artists.
Yeah, like I love Gambino. Like he's one of my favorite artists. Yeah, and another artist that I love is Lin-Manuel Miranda because he also does a bunch of different types of art, and Jon Favreau. Like and but apparently when he directed Elf, he like him and Will Ferrell didn't get along.
That's crazy because Will Ferrell looks like the most get along person.
That's what I'm saying.
He
But,
looks like it. I don't know him personally.
like so. I'm like, which one's difficult? Or maybe they just don't flow together.
It could be they just don't really rock with each other.
They could both be fine, and they just don't really.
I
Flow
think maybe
together.
John. I mean, if you're a film director, you feel like you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like the best ones know that they don't know what they're doing, but most directors have an ego. I just know it. And Will Ferrell is fucking Will Ferrell. So he has to have at least a little bit of ego. And I'm guessing those two things probably just clashed.
So when there's like a leading man that is like so famous, he probably frequently thinks he has say over
Literally,
the director.
Vin Diesel
Improv
and the
probably
director.
thinks he can just improv whenever and stuff like that.
Exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, I want the scene to go this way. And here's the
Right.
thing about movies. Like, yes, the story and the characters and blah, blah, like in a perfect world, this is what it's about. But in truth, if you are a star, you have political power. You can get people fired instantly.
Yeah.
You can make the whole movie different because you hold all the cards, right? All the leverage. So my guess, Will Ferrell being the big star that he is, and maybe he wasn't at the time, so I don't know. But he is a superstar.
Yeah.
So he was probably like, look, John, I know you think you're funny, but motherfucker, I'm Will Ferrell. I'm funny. And John Favreau was probably like, bitch, I'm funny.
You're
like,
right.
That's
There's
how it
probably
goes.
so many disagreements that are literally just based on script versus improv. Like if you're a director that wants to run with improv, you could write like a loose script and then let the actor run with it. But if you're a director that needs every word,
If you're a director writer and you wrote it a certain way,
a writer too, it's like how lenient is the writer?
exactly.
Yeah.
Because if I'm a writer, right, and I wrote these scenes, and this is like a heartfelt project of mine, which as a writer, I'm not sure how you can do that. But let's say there's a heartfelt project of yours.
Yeah.
You even decide to direct it, right? I'm not letting some motherfucker come in here and change the words.
Yeah.
Bitch, I wrote this for fucking months, years.
Right.
No. Do the
But
script.
then if you're an improv actor or a comedy actor and you're not funny when you're not improvising,
then you're like, nah, fuck this. If you want this to be good,
Yeah.
I have to. You gotta let me improvise.
it's like I don't blame either of them. But
They're different arts, but I
Yeah.
think they have to stay far from each other.
Yeah. It's just like I think it's okay then if some people don't get along in one movie, it's just like, all right, you don't have to roast each other's careers. You don't have to talk shit. You can just like,
look, that's the thing about like having beef and then just having creative differences. Truth is, all arts are different. Some work well with each other and some don't. So maybe your improvisational art doesn't work for a writer director who wants to show their writing. You know what I mean?
No,
they need someone that can actually do the fucking words and just make it believable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's definitely challenging. That's why I feel bad for. I don't want to say I feel bad. That sounds bad. I understand the challenge for directors that are used to working with a script and having to go in to a scene with somebody like Robert Downey Jr., who just comes in and says, "Look, fuck your script, and I'm gonna do this." You know, and given what he does is always good, but I'm sure like for like directors, writers, and even like other actors who are used to the script, it's like I can't keep up with your improvisational.
You're right.
I studied the script.
Difficult. Then again, like I was trained as an actor to go with it.
True.
If somebody like switches the line, you have to go with the flow. So I would never, if I was in a scene on stage, I would never. If somebody switched the line completely, I wouldn't just say the next line. I would have to like find a route to get back on the script.
I see.
So I would like come up with a line to get them back on track. That
that's
wasn't
on
obvious.
the spot type of thinking. And I know that has to be difficult though, because like some people improvise and it feels very common, so you can kind of feel where it's going and then lead it to where you need to go.
Yeah.
But I was reading this thing about like Gwyneth Paltrow was struggling to keep up with Robert Downey Jr. in that first Iron Man movie, because it's like the way Robert Downey like improvises, like you don't know what the next thing he's gonna say is. You know, he's very like quippy with it. So she was like, I looked at the script and now he's saying all this shit. Like, you know, she's trying to like she's keeping up. I think she did a fantastic job.
Yeah, well, yes.
But like if I'm an actor who like, and I worked so hard in studying the script, and this person just starts doing like crazy improvisations, it's gonna be hard for me.
But like you gotta admit, like if the other actor, like Robert Downey Jr., gets surprise out of you, like that's good. Because like you shouldn't, like as an actor, you have to pretend like you don't know what the person's gonna say. So like
that's true.
So and I know like most actors can do that, but like if you actually don't know what he's gonna say and you can improv back, that's how you can get gold. You know what I'm saying? That's how you can get gold. Yeah, that
is true.
So like
there's also a
good combo and how people work. Using a team that works like similarly, but also like differently enough to push each other.
I don't think similarly is. I think you need a team that can fill the holes that the other person has.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, maybe Robert Downey Jr., and I'm just picking on him. I don't know how he works personally. But maybe he's great at improvisation. But because he improvises so often, like it's hard to track where the story's going. So he needs a director who can respect improvisation and can make sure that the scene is still focused.
You're so right.
Because Jon Favreau actually loves improvisation. He's the improvisational director.
Really?
Yeah, he leans into that.
So what did Will Ferrell do that like he didn't like?
Pissed off Jon Favreau?
Yeah.
Because he's not someone that we press on the script.
I tried Googling it and it just said they had like creative differences. Like I don't think anybody really knows.
And here's another thing about Hollywood. Not everything is a creative difference. Sometimes there is just genuine beef.
Yeah, that's true.
And they try to hide it with creative differences. Shit didn't really work out.
You really can't believe everything you read. No. Like you really, like especially Hollywood. Like,
you gotta read between the lines, and even then, you're not sure. 100%.
Yeah, you can't be. Yeah, you just wow.
Yeah, I remember the whole thing with the Zack Snyder Justice League movie. They're like, "Oh, it doesn't exist," and then boom, here it is on HBO Max. Like the fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of Hollywood bullshit out there.
Interesting, man. It's interesting.
Fucking interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what time are we at? I mean, I feel like we've been going for a while.
We have been going for. Oh, we're already in for an hour.
Oh wow.
Oopsies.
I mean, that's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I could go for another hour. I'm just playing. We won't go for.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, it depends on what type of episode you want this to be. But I mean, this was our first
we're doing a test with the video. You know what I mean? I hope people.
That's what
are
I'm saying. Like, in
this.
case it like ended up like awful with the audio for some reason, I'm like, what if we go for another hour and then we just like, it just fails?
Yeah, it just fucking disappears.
Yeah.
So no, we'll probably wrap it up pretty soon.
Yeah, I hope the video sounded good and looked good.
I felt good about it. I watched it back and it sounded pretty good.
So did I. We had our individual listening sessions.
Exactly. We're
Yeah.
gonna do this definitely more often.
Is there
every
anything
episode from now on?
Yeah, is there anything we didn't cover about the week? We talked about the drop and all that stuff.
The drop happened. Diaries and Seasons. Seasons
Yeah.
is on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Diaries is on everywhere else.
Anywhere
else you want to find it.
Any input is like so appreciated. Like I love hearing back from people.
Yeah, keep up the what's the word?
Like,
the engagement.
Yeah, like any
we like to talk about it.
Even if it's like constructive criticism or it's just like to tell me that you vibe with it or to tell me that another song reminds you of like any of it. It's like that stuff is so helpful as an artist because then I can like listen and sort of hear what your ear hears in it, and like it's just really cool to get like other perspectives on it. You know what I'm saying?
I think definitely. I mean, it's energy being put into something that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like we're talking about this last episode where I'd rather have you feel something, even if it's hate or a bad feeling, than nothing at all.
Exactly.
So because that energy can then be used for something.
Yeah, and like I said this on my Instagram, but it's like, you know, if we hear a song that we really like and we want to make a song in that style, like similar to it, that could just be a song recommendation I got from somebody based on them hearing my song and thinking that's so cool. So
more
I love song recommendations.
Kevin would love all your song recommendations. I'll send you a 90 thing playlist.
Yeah, I love getting playlists.
Oh damn. Okay, he's ready.
Yeah.
He's
and
ready.
then Leaving Saturn on March 3rd.
Yes, March 3rd, Leaving Saturn is coming out. I am very excited. That's the thing about dropping as an artist. Like you're nervous.
Yes.
You're nervous and your anxiety just increases and then it finally comes out and you're like, oh,
dude, I wasn't like
feels good.
I wasn't very nervous, and then like February 13th came and I was like, oh my god. I was like terrified. Yeah, I was like terrified.
That is what that's what being an artist is all about.
Yeah.
Like that fear of like, oh shit, I'm about to be revealed to the world.
Yeah.
If you feel that way, then it has to be good art.
Yeah. It's like it's like expressing your thoughts like on a platform is like kind of scary, but it's like
it's terrifying. You're vulnerable.
Right,
no one likes to be that.
But as artists, it's rewarding. It's extremely
it's
rewarding.
also necessary.
Yeah, yeah. The best art is created in you take what you have and you work with it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't take what you don't have and work with it. Some people try that. I think a lot of people try to wait.
And maybe you might catch a hot thing here or there, but at some point you end up with only what you have.
Right, right. What is like easily accessible? What is easily utilizable? What can you do in this time with this amount of what? That's like so important. Yeah. What can you do now? Yeah. I think those are some nice words to end off on.
Yeah, that's a nice little sentiment.
Yeah.
As artists.
Yeah.
Anyway, God, I don't even know how to end this thing. This is a very different vibe.
I know. It's like, sorry, it's weird because we're on the. So I don't even know how much I should be like looking at the camera and how.
Yeah, I know. I was like, do I look at you? Or do I look at them?
I guess this is just something that we'll get better at over time.
Exactly. Forgive us for any technical issues or testing it out. This is a very new thing for both of us.
Yeah.
But it feels fun.
Yeah, and any tips on the podcast too, like anything. If
yeah, please. Comment in the comments below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
my god, we're gonna become YouTubers.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's happening now.
Yeah. If there's anything that that you thought was like a good vibe for the episode or anything, even like the room, if you like,
Yeah, I'm trying to put a little bit of art up. I hope you appreciate it.
Yeah.
I actually got this at a yard sale. It's pretty pretty.
Yeah, I love that painting.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, yeah, so I guess next time.
Yeah, it's been your boy King Cudjoe
and kauffdrippy
and 2 Chains.
Peace. Now I gotta find a way to stop this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you stop it? How do you stop this?
I gotta stop it quick.
Oh God, it's